Welcome to this class. My name is Gbade Adetishola. We're going to be having a musicianship masterclass. I believe most people watching musicians and you've been playing for a while. We've mostly learned about how to play our instruments individually. We're going to be having a musicianship masterclass. And I believe if you're watching, you already play an instrument. Most of us have learned what we play over the years. Just your instruments. But we want to look at working together as a team, as a band, especially in church. You have the keyboardist, the guitarist, bassist, drummer. How do we work together to have a good balance? First of all, I want to say that music and noise are almost identical, and the only thing that differentiates them is structure and arrangement. If your notes are not well structured, it's going to become a noise. Like if I ask everybody to play together now. Okay, it's playing the bass, piano, EP, drums, but there's no structure, there's no arrangement. And most of the times when we play together, when there's no structure, when there are no arrangements, everything becomes a noise. So, and I want us to pay attention to patterns. Very, very important when we play music together. Pattern. Structure. Space. Alignment. And synchronization. You see, let's say I'm playing something like there's a pattern, like that happens after every 4/4 bars, So when everybody wants to come in, they have to come into that pattern. And there has to be a creation of space. Can we do that together? 1, 2, 3, go. All right, you see, there's pattern. There is synchronization, and there is alignment. Alignment is when you have everything come at the same point. So everybody, we have to make sure that we are entering at the exact measure, so nobody is lagging behind or you're in front, you see. And there's also space. Let me say something about space. Without space, music cannot make sense. Music has to breathe. You see, you can't just play. You can't just be everywhere. You can't just play. Doesn't make sense. You see, when we play together, it's very, very important that we create space. Then the remaining parts of the space, the keyboardists can fill it in. The bassists can fill some of them in. And the more we have more musicians to play together, the more you need to create space for everybody to be able to fit in. There's a way to play when you have just maybe piano and voice. There's a way to play when you have piano, bass, voice. There's a way to play when you have piano, voice, bass, drums, and all the other solo instruments. There has to be that space. For instance, if I'm playing my piano, I can't occupy the whole low end space because there's a bass to fill that low end part. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing with my rhythm. If I'm playing, can you fill in that space? But most of the times, what we do is we do the work of everybody. Of course, if you are the only person playing, you can do the work of so many people. But I can do that if I'm playing alone. But when we have many people playing together, you have to create space. I hope we get that. Go. You can also decide to have the accent on, that's not every pa 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 pa. You can have it the other way around. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so it's important to accentuate a particular part of your rhythm when you play, not just have everything go together. You know, it doesn't make it come out well. But when you have that's it. So now we're going to talk about dynamics. Dynamics is very popular. Everybody knows the word, but we usually don't follow dynamics. I want to help us through segment our music so that we know how to properly apply dynamics when we play music. You know, firstly, you know that your music has different parts: the intro, the verse, the chorus, the transitions, and the climax. You see, there is this rule that we call the verse chorus rule, which means you play your verses softer and the choruses louder. Then within your verses you have fewer things going on, fewer chords, fewer riffs, fewer everything. Then when you get to the chorus, you increase the activity of the song. And so we can have, let's do the song, You Are God Alone, from the intro.
By human hands, you are not a God in need of anything we can give by a plan. That's just the way it is. Yes, you are God alone from before time began. You are on your throne. You are God alone, and right now, in the good times and bad, you are on your throne. Only God whose power none can contend.
When you get to the verse, you reduce the activities. When you get to the chorus, you increase the activities, including the volume. And the same thing happens to the intro. You notice that the intro has a bang, except when the intro has to be soft. The intro should always come with a bang. Then after the intro, the activity reduces. including the way the hi-hat plays. You can't just be playing. The drummers do that a lot. You just play a lot of, we don't need all those information. Just your, or maybe the snare. Can you just give me snare alone? Bass, can you come in? Sometimes it's like we want to play everything that they taught us in school. You have to hold your stick and snare, kick, everything. You have to play everything at the same time. Sometimes you don't need more than the hi-hat or just the kick. It could just be the kick alone. And when you do that, you create dynamics. And when you have dynamics, you can actually have the music will be fresh. When we play music, most of the times there's too much edginess, and our ears are tired. But when you had dynamics, your ears, everything relaxes. You can actually process the music. Then it helps you to actually enter into the music. Unlike when we just play everything, the pianist plays throughout, the drummer plays throughout. The piano doesn't have to play rhythms throughout. Sometimes all you need to do is just and 8 counts. Is 8 bars, 2 bars. Just go with the same rhythm for another God. Can you feel it with the bass? Now I need to lay emphasis on the drums because they create drummers. God help them. You see, sometimes because they have so many things to play, there's the snare, the hi-hat, the cymbals, the kick. It's like 10 instruments in one. It needs a lot of management. You can overdo it, and there won't be a balance. Can't play the same rhythm together, and let's see if the drum is balanced or not. Can you make it balance now with the cymbals? Put your cymbals. See, if you are hitting your snare hard, hit your tom hard, hit your kick hard. If you're going to play soft, hit your snare soft, hit your tom soft, hit your cymbal soft. And also, when your drum is mic'd, there's a way to play. You shouldn't play like there's no microphone on the drums. There's actually a mic that's amplifying your drums. So you have to reduce the energy. And it doesn't mean that you will lose intensity, no. Can you give me the snare? Okay, play it soft. Play it loud. Louder. Very loud. You see? Doesn't really make any difference. What you have after loud is noise. And there's a way drums works. Drum interferes with the atmosphere, with the acoustic of the hall more than any instrument. So when you hit the snare bounces off the wall, bounces off the floor, bounces off the ceiling. Before enter. Well, some of the sound is going through the microphone, but you have external sound. So if you reduce the way you hit your snare, even though you want to hit it loud, but you still reduce the intensity, you discover that the room noise is going to be lowered, and you're still going to have your sound come out from the microphone. Climax, managing the climax of a song. Most of the times when a song gets to the climax, it's possible for the musicians to destroy that dynamics. You have to hold the energy, more sustain from the keyboard, more activities, the solo instruments like the saxophone, they come up more, the guitar. There's a lot of activities when the music gets to the climax, and you hold it there. You don't just drop it, And it's very important to actually look at the atmosphere and know when you bring the music to an anticlimax, not just drop it. I want us to do a song. What a beautiful name it is.
You are the word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ our King.
Verse 2.
My sin was great, your love was greater. What can separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ our King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to these. What a wonderful name it is. The name of...
One more time.
What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ our
Okay, so the climax and the anticlimax. I can't hear myself. Two things. If you cannot hear yourself, you either cannot hear yourself or too loud. When you are too loud, you cannot hear yourself. It's funny, but it's true. That's why we need to put a limit to our volume. Just set a limit. No matter what, I'm not going beyond. For us, pianists, 12 o'clock. Just put it 12 o'clock. So, because the way it goes, the bassist goes 12 o'clock, the drummer goes 12 o'clock, the pianist goes 12 o'clock. Then I cannot hear myself. It goes 2 o'clock. It goes 2 o'clock. It goes 2 o'clock. I cannot hear myself again. It goes 4 o'clock. It goes 4 o'clock. It goes 4 o'clock. Then everybody will go to 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And then it becomes distortion. It becomes noise. And you just need to have a cap. There must be a cap. You can't just continue to go, because the next person will want to go and the next person will want to go higher. And there's something we call masking in music. If you have an instrument that is playing that has a lot of low frequencies, there's a possibility that it's going to choke another instrument that has a lot of low frequencies. For instance, the bass and kick. So if from the technical department they don't equalize the kick very well, well, the way I learned it, if your kick is very deep, the bass should not be very deep. If your bass is very deep, the kick should not be very deep. So they will not mask one another. So they will complement one another. If you have a guitar, the guitar has high frequencies, and your strings, high frequencies. Your cymbals, they have high frequencies. So there's a tendency for your cymbals to choke your acoustic guitar. There's a tendency for your piano to choke your electric guitar, or the electric guitar to choke the piano. So you have to know that that's why some of these instruments, apart from the media department, musicians, we must learn to mix ourselves within ourselves before it goes out. The bassist has some knobs, Abi.
Yes.
There's treble, there's bass, there's mid, right? Okay, the tone changes. And the same thing, these keyboards, they have, if you look at the motive, there's a part you press, it gives you the EQ. You can actually cut the low, or cut the mid. And not just only that, the place you play. Let's play with the bass. You to play there with bass. Now I see there'll be a lot of masking, because everybody, apart from the EQ, we are all playing in the same register, and that's why we have the frequency range is so wide. From 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Somebody can play here. There's room here. So of course you can't have those two extremes, but for the music to be well cemented, we still need to choose for the accompaniments. Everybody stay, in a particular range, but you cannot have everybody playing competing with the bass. So you have the keyboardist usually playing around this area. Now you have the acoustic guitar playing here. Can you play? Now you see, we are almost fighting with one another because we are playing in the same around the same frequencies, and that's why you manage it. You manage your arrangement, even though there's really nothing you can do about the piano and the guitar, except for the EQ. So if the guitar has some mid on the piano, maybe the guitar has high mid, then for the piano maybe you increase the low mid. But apart from that, you separate the way you're playing. Can you come in? So we complement for one another, right there. So masking is very, very. It's a big issue in mixing and in making everybody audible when we play together. But it can be managed, and that's why you don't just keep increasing the volume. Don't just keep banging the instruments. Maybe your instrument doesn't have your hand is your volume. The drummers, and most drummers, they have these muscles. You don't need to use all the muscles. Just calm down. You set a cap. I'm not going to go beyond this, no matter what happens then. And that's why we need to do our sound check every time you meet with the people in the media department. Do the setup. Do your sound check. Be sure you are okay with what you're hearing. Do you need to cut some mid? You need to cut some, do everything. Be okay with what you're hearing. Then I think the last one is communication. Crisis management. There's always crisis on stage. You see, sometimes when maybe I just lift my hand, that's the end, or it could be a nod. Maybe I've been playing. You see, I just try to, and sometimes communication in music is not just about the eye contact and the nodding of the head. Music itself is communication. You can actually communicate through your chords, through the way you raise, So even through vamping, if you want the music to come up, somebody, like I said, somebody has to make the call. What did I do? I just moved my head to the back, and So the way you play, you will feel it. You just have to learn it. You have to play together enough to know what this person is saying. Do you want me to continue? Do you want me to stop? Do you want me to slow down? Do you want me to, speed it up? You have to feel it, and you can use your chord to, to communicate what you want the other person to do, So there are lots of notes that you can play. If I'm playing, like all these chords that I've been playing, we did not discuss most of the chords. Once you play, the next person knows that he's going to large or after la is far. And when you play something like, he's going to mi next, and he's going to la next. He's going to re next. So, do, fa. It's called circle of fifths. So when you move in a certain way, the guy, you have to know what's the circle of fifths. Or go and know it. You should know. So if you don't know now, you have known circle of fifths. There's a way it moves. When you hear one, You only need to hear one more. After one chord, one more chord. Then every other thing follows suit. That's communication, Or maybe I just play a common phrase. What do you expect? That's every praise. I don't need to say the microphone. Every praise, everybody, every praise. Or maybe you're looking for the key. This is common with keyboardists. Every praise. See what happened now? I'm not here. So you just force the singer to the nearest one. Sometimes the singer is not even on G or G sharp, is in between. So you just force them to the nearest key, And for the keyboards, you don't just go, every praise. Okay. Every praise. You see? But rather than doing every praise. Okay, that's the key. No, you don't need to do that. Once somebody picks a song, can you just pick a song? This same every praise. Now you see, you only need to press one note to relate it to the next, and just pick your key. Only one. Just put your hand on the keyboard. Just one. And it sounded like a more, and I looked for if this is more, what is going to be do is. Sometimes you could just press the note straight. So maybe it's G. Just go to G. Or I call it music quotient. You have to know when something is off. You have to quickly know, and you have to quickly make the adjustment. A lot of difference. So I want to recap the things that we've talked about today. Music and noise, the similarities. Accent in groove, structure, space, and having, I didn't use the word playing pockets, but having playing pockets is when you actually you create space for other musicians to come in. When you have more people playing with you, you play less so that they can fill in the gaps. It's called playing pockets. So you have a playing pocket. Dynamics, we talked about dynamics, yes. Dynamics, the verse has to be softer with less activities, the chorus with more activities. Intros comes with a bang, and your climax, you have to hold it and make it the climax, intentionally. We also talked about the drummers. Not too many rolls. You don't just roll. The main job of a drummer is to keep the time. Make sure that you are on time. Make sure that you keep the groove. You maintain the groove. The groove is the pulse of the music. You can follow metronome. And when you put your feels, you don't just do turnarounds every time. Crash is very good. Sometimes it's just the crash. How many drummers actually crash? People don't crash. They have to do turnarounds. No, you don't have to do everything before you crash. You can actually crash alone. I can do it at the end of a verse. You don't have to. Maintaining the groove, maintaining the tempo, coordinating the alignment, everything is more important than just playing all the riffs and runs. Okay. Lastly, we have to be aware of the stage. We have to be aware of the presence. We have to be aware of the mood. Don't just stop your piano abruptly. Don't just come into a song. You have to come, let the song, especially when we do slow songs, you have to come in and you build it, then it comes down again. Okay. So yeah, we can take questions. Can send it through. You can send it as a message. Yeah, later on. Thank you.